Mark Clifford, thanks for joining us today, and congratulations on taking over the Air Force boxing team. Welcome back. You've been here for quite some stints. Your take on this? Why did you come back to the academy?
Why did I come back? Man, this is one of the best assignments I've ever had. And the mission that we do, supporting our cadet athletes, supporting the soon-to-be officers, for an institution that's done so much for me, it's great to be back in the boxing room and just furthering that mission and making sure that, A, we're graduating some amazing officers, but B, having a really good boxing team on top of it.
Was it surreal for you walking back into that gym again?
Yeah, that's probably an understatement. It was definitely different. I mean, the vibe is different here. The gym looks different. We've moved the lower boxing room back when I used to be here up to the upper level, so it's on the back side of our main boxing room. But just the smells, the texture, walking into the room, it's an unbelievable, overwhelming feeling, but it's really exciting to be back.
Did you tell the boxers on the team, like, do they know this is Mark Clifford, this is a 3-time Wing Open champion, this is a former national champion? Do they know the pedigree, or do you worry about that?
Sometimes as a coach, you got to walk in with a little swagger, a little confidence. I feel like I'm a humble guy. I don't put all the cards on the table, but they'll find out. I mean, sometimes I let the hands do the talking, but I think the students and the cadets understand. They got a guy coming back who's a grad, who has walked through this program, who has coached at this program for over 5 years, and is looking to get back and bring us back to prominence.
Something that has changed is female boxers now, at least since you were boxing. I can't remember the last time you were here. It may have been implemented, but give me your thoughts on having basically 2 teams now.
Yes, totally different, right? I think that we were talking about female boxing when I was here back in 2012 before I left, and it came to fruition. It was one of those things that we were really on the fence with in terms of integrating women into boxing. But I think just having that as another program that women have to take, just like our male athletes have to take, puts us on a level field. But secondly, I think it's amazing. I think for women's sports, just overall growth, having a women's team is actually a lot of fun. Coaching is about the same. There's some nuances that may be a little bit different with the women, but otherwise, having 2 teams is really elevated, I think, the program overall and put us on that national level that we're going to continue to compete both on the women's side and the men's side for a national championship every single year.
Absolutely. That's Air Force boxing, right? What will the Cliff stamp be like on this team?
Man, I think I don't know. I haven't kind of quite figured out. I think the great thing about boxing is, although a team sport in terms of points going towards a national championship, it's very individual. And so every student athlete's different, and to be able to elevate that student athlete based off of their strengths is really why I'm here. That hopefully boils into something they carry with them into active duty and becoming an officer. I don't know if I have an overall stamp. I think it's just, I think my vibe and my energy hopefully matches theirs every single day or elevates theirs every single day. And I walk in with a championship mentality, and that's what I've asked our team to do, is have a championship mentality when they walk in this gym, turn on the heat, let's get to work. We're still going to have some fun. I always got some jokes. But outside of that, man, we're focused on another championship year.
You've got some boxers coming back who are, Wing Open champions from last year, things of that nature. Have you been impressed with what you've seen in the gym so far?
Absolutely. I think we're just kicking off this year. Let me take a step back. We're different this year from years previous when I was here before. We don't have intramurals, and what that means is that there's no internal recruiting. And so we've started a process where we do tryouts for individuals who are interested in the boxing program. And so we're in the tryout season part right now, this first three weeks of September, and hopefully we'll fill out the rest of our roster with those individuals. But then, having the leadership of we have 2 national champions that are back in the gym, one on the men's side, one on the women's side, one of the first 2 that we've had on the women's side, who's a junior, who's also a team captain. It's great, and I'm impressed with what they bring to the table, how they lead the other teammates, and really what they do in terms of supporting the incoming freshmen as well.
You've got some big bouts coming out. Navy going to come in here, right? What are you excited about the schedule? Like, how do you look at things from a coach's standpoint?
Yeah, I'll tell you. Back in my day, there was one fight outside of USAFA, and that was going to New York. And then in order to leave USAFA again, you had to win the Wing Open to travel to regionals and nationals. Those days are long gone. I think we've got 12 trips on our schedule, including Navy, who's coming to our house. Blake Baldy, who was my predecessor, is coming back to the house. So we're hoping that everyone is really noisy behind him so no one listens to him, and shut down Navy. And then we travel to Army this year, which we're really excited about. And then we've got bouts throughout the year that also feature Army, Navy. But, we got another one on the schedule, Sacramento State's a new team, and they have an invitational later this year, as well as Ohio State, which I'm a Michigan and an Air Force fan, so it'll be fun to beat them up on their own turf.
That's great stuff. Have you thought much about like how you're going to lead this team? I mean, obviously you came in under Wishers and Baldy had his thing. Have you thought about like, is it more most people, especially Eddie Wishers, it was about Air Force boxing? You don't even know the other name, right?
That's right. It's all about Air Force boxing, and that's what it's going to be under my leadership too. I think it's the one thing that I want everyone to know in NCBA is that Air Force boxing is going to be top dog. They have to come after us, and that's the mentality that we're going to walk in the gym with. We're going to have a little funk, a little swagger about us. I think the difference with me is I've always been that guy that's always been friendly with everybody else. But as soon as we walk into those ropes, it's a different story. They got a different version of me. And that's what I hope to teach our teams too. Right? You can still have and not burn bridges. You can still have relationships with people that you box against, the teams, the coaches, the referees, because sometimes that plays in your favor. But as soon as you get in that squared circle, it's a different story. Hit the switch, turn on the heat, and let's go to work. And so that's what I'll bring a little bit, that mentality to what we do in the Air Force Boxing Gym.
It's going to be fun watching you go to work. Coach Clifford, thanks for the time, and we'll see you soon.
My man, Brian German. All right, brother.